morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so last week Jihi told us about Korea's some crazy fans and the fan culture. So Korea has had quite a strong fan culture since 1990. So as we heard last week, music idol is a powerful part of pop culture in Korea, especially for teenagers. So teenager fans can do almost everything for their idol or to their idol. So yeah, we called that oppa. The fan, oppa is the name fan give the idol they love. Yeah, we call them oppa. It means kind of older brother, but more cute way.
Oppa is like Greece.
Like oni-chan みたいな.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway. So
Sorry.
so some of the teenagers attempt suicide because of their oppa. So of course there are tons of conflicts, including physical fights between fandom and other fandom. So I'm gonna introduce one of the conflicts, and this affair is a very good example to show how far a conflict can go. And one of the interesting point is this conflict I'm gonna talk about. There is no conflict here. So this conflict I'm gonna talk about is conflict happened between singer and fans. So not fandom versus fan. Singer, the idol, oppa versus their fans. Yeah, so a little bit awkward situation. So and this is kind of the hottest topic at that time. Yeah, so here is simple summarized. There was a famous boy groups which had 6 members, and they were pretty famous, in Korea. And lots of fans liked their strong friendship. They looked like real siblings. But suddenly, 2 months ago, they released a new album. The company kicked one of the members out, and they just explained like, oh, his behavior was not good, so we just kicked him out, like that. Of course, the fans couldn't accept that, and they demanded a public meeting. And actually, in the beginning, the company tried to avoid them. The fans asked, but they couldn't. Yeah, in the end, they held a public meeting, and in that meeting, they also invited the fan and the company owner, and then the group's rest member. Yeah. So, and some fan recorded the whole conversation during the meeting, and it went viral quickly on the internet. And unfortunately, in the record file, the fans' attitude was super cold, and furthermore, the rest of the group members' attitudes was so bad. Yeah. So because of that, the meeting was kind of not a meeting, not a discussion. That was just like a huge, terrible argument. So the fans said, what the hell did you do while he was being kicked out? And why you didn't stop that? Or like, where is your friendship? How could you appear on TV and showing smiling faces while the company was considering that? And also the members said, we are also sad, and it is hard to accept this. It is hard to accept this situation, and why are you blaming us? We didn't have any choice, and now we don't have any responsibility about yeah, in that situation, for this situation. And also they said like, we trust you would be our side, but how dare you do to us like that. So yeah, there was just a huge fight, and the damage was enormous. So for a while, the members couldn't use the internet at all because of the attacks. And that conflict was kind of the hottest potato at that time. And lots of other fandoms got involved to contain this problem to their own idol group. So, but now the group are still on TV, and so-called anti-fan who against to the idol group or something are quiet now. And I thought in this conflict, the key of this conflict resolution was time in this case. So after that meeting, that group just appeared on TV as usual, and they pretend to there nothing happened like that. Yeah, there nothing happened.
They pretended that nothing had happened.
Yeah, nothing had happened, and they just smiling and singing and performing again and again. And first time the lots of anti-fans criticized them, but they didn't do any reaction of that kind of blaming. And then just that anti-fans are just quit because there are no reactions. So maybe in this conflict, maybe Jihee's way was worked. Yeah, was work, like ignore every fighting or argument situation. So yeah, and in the conclusion, I was one of the group's fan, and that time I learned lots of things, especially the hazard of mob psychology, because almost all anti-fans are just criticizing them to follow other fans who also didn't know the exact situation, exactly. Yeah, so that time I just feel like maybe over 80% of them didn't know what they exactly did in that meeting, but they just heard some rumor or some just bad points, and then they exaggerated that points only, and they tried to criticize that. So actually in the beginning of the meeting's purpose was not blaming to each other. That was for explain why they kicked the member out. But yeah, during the meeting there was already a fuel of conflict. The fans were waiting for a long time for that meeting because the company tried to avoid them in the beginning. And maybe the spark was the rest of the group's members of attitude, because their attitude was actually really, really, really rude. And then just they got upset and angry, and then lose their mind and couldn't control that kind of situation, and then that happened. Yeah. So in the conclusion, I felt really, really disappointed. Yeah, I was disappointed because I didn't know that lots of I didn't know that lots of people could lose their mind and their cold thinking because of the anger. Yeah, so that was kind of pretty freaky experience for me. So now I know the hazard of mob psychology more, and yeah. I can't conclude. Yeah, no, I'm panic, but yeah. So in the conclusion, I learned lots of things, yeah, from that conflict, and I really, really want to. There are not any that kinds of conflict between groups and groups, not like that. Okay, thank you.
Yay!